Hi guys, welcome back to Rock Fabulous 40s, and I have another foundation review for you guys, and this is going to go along with that whole Finding That Perfect Foundation for Me series that I've been doing. And I'm a little late to this game, but this one is going to be on the FitMe Dewy and Smooth Foundation, this guy right here, and also on this concealer, the Maybelline FitMe Concealer. And like I said, I'm a little late to this game right here with both of these guys, but I wanted to jump on here and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on these two particular products because I've been using this guy for about, I don't know, 2 weeks, and yeah, I've kind of formed an opinion on him already. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right in. Okay, so the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation it comes in 1 ounce and it's $7.99. It looks like it comes in 16 shades, so it ranges from pretty fair, which is porcelain, all the way to mocha, which is your darkest shade. So it's a pretty decent shade range there. Alright, so the website says that Maybelline's Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation is face makeup that fits you. It has no oils, no waxes, no nonsense. This foundation blends seamlessly for a light to medium natural coverage that leaves skin the way it was meant to be. Fresh, breathing, flawless. The exclusive translucent base and lightweight pigments allow skin's natural highs and lows to show through. And then it says benefits. Non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog pores. It's dermatologist tested. Protected with SPF 18, which is nice. The SPF, I like having SPF in my foundations. However, the SPF 18 is not for all shades. It says that the SPF 18 is in all shades except for the toffee and mocha, which are your darker shades. It's got Shade True Gel Foundation, merges with your natural tone. Darker shades specifically formulated for women of color with no ashiness. I don't know how to answer the claim for the darker shades because I'm not exactly darker, but I am in the color 315 Soft Honey, and I'm going to actually do a little bit of a comparison to this foundation to the Fit Me Matte and Poreless, which I already have, and in that one I'm in the color 125. It's a little light for me right now, but in comparison to the two, honestly guys, I feel that the Matte and Poreless has a little bit more coverage than the Dewy and Smooth, which makes sense to me because when you have a more dewy foundation, it is going to be a little bit less of a coverage, so more of your natural skin shows through. And that's okay. I don't mind having a little bit less of a coverage because I can always conceal some spots that I need to have more coverage on, which is fine. I don't necessarily feel that this foundation is so light and airy that I can't feel it and it makes my skin breathe. I don't necessarily feel that. I feel it on my skin. I not only feel it on my skin, but I also don't necessarily believe the claims that it makes your skin look more natural and flawless. A, because, like I said, I feel it on my skin. B, I also feel it makes me look just a little cakey, if that makes sense. Honestly, it makes me feel and look a little bit more cakey than the Matte and Poreless one does, which is kind of odd. Now, I always apply my foundations with a primer. Even when I'm testing them out, I always use a primer and I always use a setting spray because that's how I wear foundation, so that's how I'm going to test it. So when I applied this one, of course I used my primer first, then I went in with my Real Techniques Miracle Blending Sponge and I blended it all over my skin just like I would any other day. I usually always use a blending sponge or I use a very dense bristled brush, but I wanted to try to get, the best, most natural looking coverage I could today, so I used my blending sponge. I blended it all over the face, and I really feel that in lower light it does look really, really natural. I feel that if you're not looking at me close up, it looks pretty natural. But when I get in natural light or I get into the mirror in my bathroom, which has got like bright fluorescent light over it, I feel I can really see the cakiness and I can really see the makeup, and I don't like that. I don't like being able to really see it when I can still see all the hyperpigmentation. You know, you can still, you know, see all that because it is a very, very light coverage. I do have 2 layers of this on, and it's still a very light coverage. It's a light coverage, but still you can see it and it still looks cakey. So, you know, so far this doesn't, for me, have a whole lot going for it. I know some people absolutely love this stuff, and that's great. I don't really feel like the lasting power has been all that great for me either, and I do, like I said, use a setting spray. So, you know, I use a setting spray with all my foundations. I feel that the Matte and Poreless actually has a longer wear time than the Dewy one. Granted, it doesn't sink into fine lines and pores, which is nice, but like I said, I can still see it on my skin. Alright, so now on to the concealer. The FitMe concealer, actually, I've not had it that long. I've had it a few weeks, the same time I bought it the same time I bought the Dewy Finish foundation, but I've already rubbed off the, can you guys see, I've already rubbed off the writing on it here. Alright, so in this one I am in 25 medium, and typically the way I wear foundation is I'll put a color corrector, like a peach color corrector on under my eyes first to just get rid of some of the dark circles, and then I'll go over the top of that with foundation to just kind of blend in the peachy color corrector, and that's how I'm wearing this one today. Now I do find with this one, it does not crease under my eyes, which is nice, and it sets very well with a little bit of powder. So like I don't feel like creasy or cakey or sticky under my eyes, but at the same time I don't feel like it's the most hydrating concealer either. I feel for under the eyes, yeah, it works great. It's just not all that hydrating. I don't feel this is a great concealer for spot coverage, like with blemishes. I don't feel this is the greatest for that. But for under the eyes, it's really not that bad. I don't feel that it makes my under eyes feel parched, but at the same time, I don't feel that it's very moisturizing under the eyes either. If you love the Fit Me concealer, the way that I found that I love it the best is I will moisturize the snot under my eyes. I'll even use like a special under eye primer under there, and I'll use the Fit Me, and then it works great at that point. It doesn't, when I do that, I don't feel dry under there at all. If I don't use extra moisturizing, it can tend to feel a little dry, not parched, but a little dry. So the concealer I actually really like. It does have a pretty decent amount of coverage. It's not the most fullest coverage on the face of the planet, but it is a decent amount of coverage that doesn't accentuate your flaws under your eyes. So that's, I mean, for me that's great. I will continue to use the Fit Me concealer because I do really, really like it. The Dewy and Smooth foundation, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. I am probably going to go ahead and just pass this along to somebody, and I don't know, somebody in my family maybe can wear it, but for me it's just not great for me. I'm not saying it's a bad foundation. It's not a bad foundation at all. It's just not for me. The Matte and Poreless one though actually is really pretty good. I think I've done a review on the Matte and Poreless in the past. If I can find it, I'll link it down below if you guys want to go and check out that review. But the Dewy and Smooth, like I said, for me, it's just not for me. Yeah, that's my thoughts, my opinions on the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth foundation with SPF 15 from Maybelline. I hope you guys found this review somewhat helpful and informative, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Also guys, you can look me up on my website at www.rockfabulousonline.com. You can look me up on Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, all under Rock Fabulous 40s. And guys, don't forget to hit subscribe down there somewhere. And you too can rock your fabulous 40s, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.